Well, hello there. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. My name is James, and this is 20th and 21st Movies. I am going to be recording this Taste Director Series entry via StreamYard. So this is our Taste of Jim Jarmusch films, and I want to welcome you to this latest entry in our Director Spotlight series. This is a monthly series where we'll choose a specific director. We'll talk a little bit about that director's background. We'll share 3 or 4 films from his filmography, to just give you a taste of some of the films that that director has done in their career. Now, as I've said many times before, and I say in each of these entries of this series, choosing 3 to 4 films, it's not going to give you the full depth and breadth of everything that a director has done, especially if they've been doing this for multiple decades. But the idea is to choose a few films to give you sort of an idea of the types of films that that director has done, so that if you haven't seen any movies from that director, could be an opportunity to discover a filmmaker that you haven't explored before. I know for me personally, that's one of the things I love about the joy of film, of just this whole film journey for myself, right? Is exploring new films, seeing films I've never seen before, seeing new directors, new filmmakers, new filmmaking voices. And I've discovered so many new filmmakers just in the past few years through films in the Criterion Collection, films in Arrow Video, Kino Lorber, all these wonderful labels, just an opportunity to discover new filmmaking voices. And that really is what Taste of Directors series is all about, introducing people to some of the great filmmakers out there from around the world. So today, our Taste of Directors series turns the spotlight to a director who is a legend in independent filmmaking, and that is none other than Mr. Jim Jarmusch. So I am doing this through the StreamYard app. So I am going to pull up some slides that I had prepared here. This is, of course, Jim Jarmusch. He is, a legend, in the world of filmmaking. He started out, I think, in the 1980s. His first feature film was in the 1980s, and he is the subject of our Taste of Directors series entry today. So, wanted to spend a few minutes talking about Mr. Jim Jarmusch. So, let's go ahead and jump right in here. So, Mr. Jim Jarmusch, where did he begin? Of course, if I can get to the right slide, he was born in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, in January of 1953. And Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio is just north of Akron, Ohio. So for those of you who are familiar with the geography of Ohio, this area here in Cuyahoga Falls is just north of the Akron area. It's part of the Akron metropolitan area of Ohio. And his passion for filmmaking started at a pretty early age. He attended film school at New York University, where he began to hone his craft around filmmaking, and he became renowned for his unique storytelling style and unconventional narratives. So we're going to embark on a very captivating journey here through the life and works of this visionary director. You see here, he went to Northwestern University for a time. So his journey to New York University went through a number of different schools. He had some time where he spent some time in Paris, did some different things. He eventually went broke, and he eventually landed in film school in New York University. But he started out at Northwestern, studied at Columbia University, went to Paris for a period of time, and I then believe came back to New York University, where he studied filmmaking. His first feature film is this film right here, Permanent Vacation. This was his start, and it's a film that I've not seen before, but from what I understand, it captured the essence of urban life through a dreamlike lens. And basically, the success of this film, Permanent Vacation, set the stage for some of the masterpieces to follow from Mr. Jarmusch. So that's Permanent Vacation. So that's a little bit about Jim Jarmusch's background. Now we're going to talk about a few films from Jim Jarmusch's filmography to give you a taste of what he has to offer. And all of these films are in the Criterion Collection, and they are all excellent. And they're just examples of films that reflect the voice of this filmmaker. And that's what I love about every filmmaker, every director has their own voice. Some of those voices are more distinct than others, so much so that you can tell as soon as a movie starts, you can tell, oh, that's a Wes Anderson movie, or that's a so-and-so movie. Some filmmakers have a voice that is so distinct that you can tell it's a movie from them without even being told it's a such and such movie. Now, I'm going to cover these four films in this entry here. We got Stranger Than Paradise. This is the 1984 film. Dead Man from 1995. This is a really cool one. I love this one here. This is a title I recommend in any Criterion Collection sale. We just wrapped up the July sale, but for the flash sale coming up in the November sale, consider putting Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai, starring Forrest Whitaker, in your cart. This is from 1999, it's 116 minutes. Mystery Train is another one to definitely consider. This is a really cool film. This is from 1989, 110 minutes. So these are the four films that we are going to cover in our Taste of Directors entry for Mr. Jim Jarmusch. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Stranger Than Paradise. So Stranger Than Paradise is from 1984. And this is a bit of a minimalist type film. It's a minimalist gem, if you would, that really earned Jim Jarmusch the I believe the Camera d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. It's one of the awards at the Cannes Film Festival, the Camera d'Or award. And what sets this film apart in particular is Jarmusch's mastery in creating, compelling characters with minimal dialogue. So not a ton of dialogue in this film, but you have compelling characters. It's a bit of a road trip movie here. And the story follows three misfits on a road trip, exploring themes of loneliness, boredom, and the overall search for connection. So they're trying to find connection out there in the world. And this film stars John Lurie, Esther Valent, and Richard Edson. And this is shot in black and white. And it serves as a testament to Jim Jarmusch's ability to find beauty in the mundane, beauty in the simple, beauty in the absolute mundane. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go to the Criterion Collection site. If I pull up the Criterion Collection site, let me pull it up real quickly. I should have had the Criterion site up already. I tell you, bear with me, folks. Bear with me. I'm pulling up the Criterion site as we speak, and I am going to share my screen for the Criterion site, the Criterion Collection. You'll see here that Janus Contemporaries is shown here. That is launching. It's coming in October. So some Blu-ray and DVD releases of Jerzy Skolimowski's Io, Jafar Panahi's Nober's, and Louis Garrel's The Innocent. So definitely consider those titles coming up. But for now, we're going to go into Stranger Than Paradise. And pull up this gem of a film here. So this was his breakout film. This is after, of course, Permanent Vacation. Jim Jarmusch established himself as one of the most exciting voices in the burgeoning independent film scene. So very, very fascinating film. This has a number of neat features here, including Permanent Vacation. So this edition includes Permanent Vacation. You'll see Permanent Vacation, 1980, Jarmusch's 75-minute color feature debut, presented in a high-definition digital restoration supervised by the director. That's included in Stranger Than Paradise, spine number 400 in the collection from 1984, the film from 1984, coming in at 89 minutes. So you have another feature on here. So that's a very, very strong part of this particular edition from Criterion that I highly, highly recommend. You get a stapled booklet, which is really, really nice. It's actually a pretty thick one too, with a very nice looking interior, very colorful interior. It has a nice little pink, not Barbie pink, but Stranger Than Paradise pink. So I think that's cool. But yeah, Stranger Than Paradise, I'll show you a couple of pictures from the film here. These are the misfits on the road trip. just trying to find connection out there. Shot in black and white, really, really cool film. So, Stranger Than Paradise. So, definitely check this one out on the next sale. The next film, we'll go right to the next film. And that is Dead Man. All right, so this is the film Dead Man from Jim Jarmusch. And this is his first period piece. And he imagined the 19th century American West as an existential wasteland, delivering a surreal reckoning with the ravages of industrialization. So the country's legacy of violence and prejudice and the natural cycle of life and death. Accountant William Blake, Johnny Depp, has hardly arrived in the godforsaken outpost of Machine before he's caught in the middle of a fatal lovers' quarrel. He's wounded and on the lam, and he falls under the watch of the outcast nobody, Gary Farmer, who guides his companion on a spiritual journey, teaching him to dispense poetic justice along the way. So this also features beautiful black and white photography by Robbie Mueller and live wire score by Neil Young. Dead Man is a profound and unique revision of the Western genre. So a beautiful film from Jim Jarmusch, shot in black and white, beautiful black and white photography, as you see here, starring Johnny Depp before Pirates of the Caribbean and other things. But yeah, Johnny Depp. And it's this edition from the Criterion Collection. 919 in the collection, spy number 919. It's a 1995 film, filmed by Jim Jarmusch, Dead Man, starring Johnny Depp. You get a nice, little bit thinner booklet, but a stapled booklet. But very, very nice film from Jim Jarmusch that I would highly, highly recommend. So, of course, this again, this is the Western genre. So it's a bit of a Western, film. It's got a surreal and a poetic twist to it. Johnny Depp plays William Blake. He's an accountant. And it's just a beautiful blending of the Old West and contemporary elements to create an atmosphere that's unlike any other Western film. It's a pretty unique Western film, which is Dead Man. So there you have Dead Man. Film number 3 in this Taste of Directors series is a title that I cannot recommend enough and might be my favorite film from Mr. Jarmusch. Might be. I need to think about that. But it is a film that is titled Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, starring Forest Whitaker. And this is a genre-bending film. This film is pretty much the definition of a genre blend. I mean, of like kung fu mysticism with urban hip hop life, and brings it together in a way that works absolutely beautifully. And this is Jim Jarmusch combined his love for the ice cool crime dramas of Jean-Pierre Melville and Seijun Suzuki, which is the director of Branded to Kill, which I recently upgraded to 4K Ultra HD with this sale, with the philosophical dimensions of samurai mythology for an eccentrically postmodern take on the hitman thriller. In one of his defining roles, Forest Whitaker brings a commanding serenity to his portrayal of a Zen contract killer working for a bumbling mob outfit, a modern man who adheres steadfastly to the ideals of the Japanese warrior code, even as chaos and violence spiral around him. So yeah, Forest Whitaker plays this samurai in modern times, this urban samurai. It is such a fascinating film. It works for this mob outfit. You have some incredible music from RZA in here, which the supplements speak to. So this film is just off the chain. It is, if you're looking for something completely different, something you've never seen before, I highly recommend Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. This is a fine addition from Criterion. And this actually has a pretty thick booklet. Pretty thick booklet. Again, this is Forest Whitaker. He's a samurai, the modern day samurai. And what's really cool is you get the inclusion of this code. The Hagakure code is included in this, which is so cool that they include this in the book, in the little booklet. And you see the doves in the air, which play a part in the story, included in here. So this is a super cool film, folks, that I highly recommend. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, starring Forrest Whitaker from Jim Jarmusch. It is the 1999 film. This is Spine 1057 in the Criterion Collection. Comes in at 116 minutes, so just under 2 hours, and it is in color, and it is absolutely fantastic. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. The last film that we'll cover in this Taste of Directors series is Mystery Train. I am recording this on StreamYard. It is very early in the morning. I decided to do it this way just for the economy of time, and I am literally doing this in between feeding my dog and letting him out so I can then get ready to go real quick and head to church to do some production for 2 services this morning. So I am really trying to do the whole multitasking thing, and kudos to my friends at StreamYard for helping make this possible. So this is Jim Jarmusch, Mystery Train. This is a fantastic film from 1989, 110 minutes, that you definitely need to check out. Mystery Train. This is a cool, hip movie from 1989 from Jim Jarmusch, Spine 521 in the Criterion Collection. And this is aloof teenage Japanese tourist, a frazzled Italian widow, and a disgruntled British immigrant all converge in the city of dreams, which in Mystery Train from Jim Jarmusch is Memphis. Made with his director's customary precision and wit, this triptych of stories plays playful tribute to the home of Stax Records, Sun Studio, Graceland, Carl Perkins, and of course, the King, who presides over the film like a spirit. Mystery Train is one of Jim Jarmusch's very best movies, a boozy and beautiful pilgrimage to an iconic American ghost town and a paean to the music it gave the world. So this is Mystery Train, and it's a captivating ride through Memphis, Tennessee. You intertwine the stories of various characters in a unique and enthralling narrative. It features Steve Buscemi, Yuki Kodo, and Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Jarmusch's direction weaves together cultural encounters, music, and the mystical allure of Elvis Presley's legacy in this offbeat anthology. So it's an interplay of different perspectives and cultures, and it creates a sort of a tapestry of emotions and surprises, making it an unforgettable addition to Jim Jarmusch's very eclectic independent filmography. So that's Mystery Train. You open this up. I love the disc art here. It's a record. Music plays a big part in this film. And you have another stapled booklet. You're getting stapled booklets with these Jim Jarmusch films in the Criterion Collection. So I like that little picture there. Let's see the art of the booklet, front and back. Just red on the inside there. But yeah, Mystery Train is a really fine film that I highly, highly recommend. I recommend all these films from Jim Jarmusch. They're just all great, great films. So let me show you some of the pictures here. You see the 2 Japanese youngsters there. You see the eclectic mix, Steve Buscemi, the widow. You just see this eclectic mix of characters in this film that make for one fascinating film, a mishmash of cultures and people in the city of Memphis, this musical city that is the setting of Jim Jarmusch's Mystery Train. So yeah, so there you have it. Those are the 4 films that I'm covering in this Taste Director series. Strangers in Paradise, Dead Man, Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, Mystery Train. These are the 4 films that I wanted to highlight for this Taste of Jim Jarmusch films. Let me know in the comment section, what are your favorite films from Jim Jarmusch? There are a couple of additional films I'd recommend that are also in the Criterion Collection. Down by Law. This is from 1986. It's spine number 166 in the Criterion Collection, so definitely check this one out. This is a great film from Jim Jarmusch, 107 minutes. It's also in black and white film from 1986. And this is a cool one too, Night on Earth. So this is 5 cities, 5 taxi cabs, a multitude of strangers in the night. So this is another cool film. This also features Gina Rowlands in this movie. So Winona Ryder, Beatrice Daly, and other stars. Really neat film, Night on Earth. Highly recommend this one. Another example of a film that has multiple stories all kind of converging together, but really, really neat film from 1991, and it comes in at 128 minutes and it's in color. So yeah, so that's Taste of Jim Jarmusch films. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your favorite films from Jim Jarmusch? And let me know, what are some of the films that you picked up in this Criterion Collection sale from July? And were any of those films Jim Jarmusch films? Let me know that in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace. Have a great day, everybody.